Choosing the right speaker for your home theatre system is a tricky ordeal, both for inexperienced first-time buyers as well as seasoned audiophiles. This is mainly due to two reasons. Firstly, because the perception of sound is subjective, and secondly, because every room's acoustic requirements are different. This makes the process even more challenging. At Ooberpad, a question we're often asked is, should I go for floor standing or bookshelf speakers? While bookshelf speakers easily fit into small spaces, they usually lack a low-end punch. On the other hand, the relatively large floor standing speakers offer high power, but they occupy space and are more expensive than their bookshelf counterparts. In this video, we help you understand the key differences between the two subtypes of speakers and guide you to choose the right one for your home theatre system. Before we go ahead, it would be helpful to define what each type of speaker is and how they function. Bookshelf speakers. They are typically available in a compact form factor that can be stand mounted or placed on a bookshelf. These speakers are usually two-way or sometimes three-way in design. They consist of a tweeter and small mid-bass drivers. In most cases, they offer limited bass output. This is mainly due to a small form factor and fewer number of bass ports, that is one in many cases. Floor standing speakers. Also known as tower speakers, they are typically large enough to stand on the floor without the need for a bookshelf or speaker stands. They are often three-way multi-driver designs featuring dedicated bass, mid-range and high-frequency drivers. They have a higher bass output and can play louder than bookshelf speakers. While they deliver superior bass in comparison to bookshelf speakers, they still cannot match the bass output of a system with a dedicated subwoofer. So, how do you choose between a floor standing or bookshelf speaker? Here are a few tips to choose between the two. Number 1. Floor standing speakers will always have a deeper and greater bass output thanks to the size of the enclosure or the speaker box. You cannot fight the physics of speaker design. So, if you are a listener who doesn't like to skimp on bass in your music, you should opt for a floor standing speaker. Number 2. It is important to remember that many factors such as listening habits, room size, form factor, bass management, and the availability of space can significantly affect your choice. Number 3. Floor standing speakers generally have more number of drivers, a woofer for bass, a mid-range for instrumental and vocal sounds, and a tweeter for higher frequency nuances. Many floor standers may sport as many as 6 drivers. Needless to say, they will generally play much louder and more realistically in big rooms than a small bookshelf speaker. Point number 4. For many small to mid-size rooms, a good bookshelf speaker paired with a subwoofer will do a great job. That too at a performance which is at par with standalone floor standers. The trade-off is the third speaker in the room, that is the subwoofer, which can be easily hidden behind the couch or in the corner. So, which one is better, floor standing or bookshelf speakers? Unfortunately, there is no fixed answer to this question. Before writing off either of the options, it is important that you assess how and where you will be using the speakers. Remember, if you plan on upgrading by either adding a powered subwoofer or moving from a 2-channel to a multi-channel setup, a bookshelf speaker can be later repurposed as a surround speaker. It is critical that you choose a speaker that you feel sounds accurate and pleasing to you in your listening environment. If you need more bass, adding a subwoofer can bring a new life to your system. Finally, a properly set up subsat or a 2.1 bookshelf speaker system can be as good as a pair of full-range floor standers. Just ensure to get the power rating and the crossover settings right. Finally, it would be ideal if all the speakers are from the same brand and the sub-series. For any further help in choosing between floor standing and bookshelf speakers, do get in touch with Ooberpad. Thanks for watching.